Good evening, everyone. My name is Robbie Gordy. I'm so thrilled to be here with you tonight as your auctioneer for Fiverr. I hope you all have your glasses ready to go. Now, before we start tonight, I just want to share a few Zoom tips to help you get the most out of tonight's program. Now, first things first, please set your Zoom setting to speaker view for the best virtual gala experience. And you're going to find that setting on the top right of your Zoom screen. Again, speaker view for the best experience. Now, make sure to get to know your chat box. You can open that and participate with your fellow Fiverr Gala attendees tonight by clicking on that chat box button at the bottom part of your screen there. Send a little message, show that you're in for Fiverr, have some fun. Now, after our formal program, remember that we will have Zoom rooms where you can connect with our Fiverr honorees and attend the virtual after party, which is very exciting. Now, all of these are accessible on our event dashboard at fiverr.org/benefit. Once again, that's fiverr.org/benefit. Now get there in that chat, say hi to everyone, and we will see you again in just a few minutes. Welcome.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be here this evening. My name is Akeem Brown, Fiverr class of 2010, and it is a great honor to welcome you all to the 2021 Fiverr Benefit. I'm here Zooming with you tonight from San Antonio, Texas, the Alamo City. And through a fellowship with Building Excellent Schools, I soon will be opening a charter school here in San Antonio in 2022. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I owe it to my Fiverr family for inspiring me to pursue a career in education. You know, if it hadn't been for the support of folks like Christy Coe, Mary Dinsky, and so many other supporting adults who held high expectations for me, I would not be here today telling you that I'm opening up a charter school, that I now have a beautiful and growing family, and that I was just selected here in San Antonio, the San Antonio Business Journal, as Man of the Year. It is all because of the support of the Fiverr Children's Foundation that I'm here tonight. We have a very special program for you tonight. Being virtual means we get to invite more folks onto our virtual stage. You will be hearing from our honorees who have played a major role in Fiverr's work, from Fiverr's themselves to Fiverr parents. I hope you all have your fizzy Fiverr punch and are ready for a toast or two, because I know I am. After our program, as Robbie has mentioned, we will be celebrating our honorees, and we would like for you to join us for our after party with DJ Sympho and toast those honorees. Please set up your Zoom settings to speaker view for the best possible virtual experience. I now would like to welcome tonight's co-host, Robbie Gordy. Robbie has joined us tonight to do what he does best, and that's to help us raise thousands of dollars to support Fiverr's year-round programs and summer camp, especially during these challenging times. Robbie?
Thank you so much, Akeem, Man of the Year. That is very cool. It is so great to be here with you all tonight virtually to celebrate Fiverr. Now, you know this evening is all about celebrating Fiverr and raising those essential funds that make sure Fiverr can continue its 10-year commitment to children from underserved communities throughout New York City and Central New York. Now, if you haven't already done so, make sure to check out the Fiverr virtual auction. It is closing tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 8:30 Eastern Time. We got a lot of people out there, different time zones. We know you do not want to miss out on bidding on some incredible experiences, all in support of Fiverr. Now, I know that I am personally very interested in that trip to the Galapagos that is part of the auction, because when was the last time you were able to bid on a trip to the Galapagos? And I think we can all agree we need a vacation. Go exotic, right? For all you golf aficionados, there are over 10 golf course options up for auction. And we are running a very special Fiverr raffle for that one item that you all wanted throughout quarantine, but sadly had to wait months to get, and that is a Peloton bike. So get fit for Fiverr, right? That Peloton raffle closes at 7:30 tonight, and we will announce the winner at our Fiverr after party. So once again, make sure to get in there to that auction, to that raffle, secure your chance to win that bike. I'll be back later, but now, Akeem, back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Robbie. I know I'm definitely putting in for a raffle, a couple of tickets for the Peloton bike. I encourage you all to do the same. I've gained a couple of pounds due to COVID. I don't know how many of you all have faced the same challenge. But Robbie, we look forward to seeing you later in our program. Tonight, we would like to highlight for you 5 Fiverr values that are core to our mission. And we believe that they are essential to a child's success. But first, we wanted to share with you how Fiverr has weathered the challenges this past year. Through creativity, innovation, and of course, the Fiverr spirit, we've been able to remain a consistent partner to our youth and to our families. Take a closer look.
happy that we are able to showcase different ways to love, because you know what? This is a perfect time to show compassion to people, right? Whether people you live with near and people far, all right? So a call, a message, even a letter, compassion in this time is so important, okay, everybody? Okay, we got the Fiverr logo, Gabby?
Yes.
Let's see it, let's see it. Yeah, baby.
Okay, so here at Self Confidence Link University, I'm pretty sure you guessed the name. We are all about self-confidence, but we're also all about animal rights.
Hi, I'm Christy Coe. I'm the executive director. Oh, there we are. Just want to make sure you could all see me. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Coe. I'm the executive director of the Fiverr Children's Foundation, and I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Last year at this time, we were about to announce the unthinkable, that we would not hold in-person camp for the first time in our 21-year history. COVID-19 turned all of our lives upside down. The racial disparities in our country only exacerbated the health and the economic impact of COVID-19 on our Fiverr youth and families. As you saw in that video, compelled by the urgency of the moment and the desire to not let our youth down, we created a one-of-a-kind virtual experience, Camp Y-Fiverr, as well as family retreats and ongoing virtual programs that have eliminated barriers to participation and allowed us to reach kids when they need it most. It is with great joy that I share with you the news that we will be opening Camp Fiverr again to kids this summer. This decision, along with the many safety precautions that we have planned, would not be possible without you, our Fiverr community. Which brings us to tonight. There are many uncertainties about holding a second virtual gala. Could we repeat the success of our 2020 event, or has everyone been zoomed out? Has the pandemic negatively affected individuals and companies and their ability to give? Well, you, our Fiverr community, with your support through this event of our kids, have made yourselves crystal clear. You care about young people. You care about their social and emotional well-being. You want them to be able to create their own positive futures. You believe in Fiverr's mission and impact. You have helped us to raise $750,000 and counting for Fiverr youth. All I can say is thank you. Please join me in thanking our incredible sponsors, beginning with our presenting sponsor, the Kellner family. Our visionary sponsors, the Schiffer family, Cowan Group, Andy Morton, the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund. Our innovator sponsors, Jerry and Jim Roper, Cahill, Gordon, and Reindell, Davis Polk, and Paul Hastings. Our champion sponsors, KPMG, Latham and Watkins, Mizuho, Viacom CBS, White and Case, Dan and Maureen Cahill, the Fred Gabler Helping Hand Camp Fund, the Olquist family, and our after party sponsor, GDS Group. Thank you to all of our sponsors and donors who have made this a record-setting event. Let's raise our glasses to all of you who have joined us this evening, to our board members, our volunteers, our staff, our alumni, our committee members, and especially to our, really to our alumni and our young people. You epitomize what it means to be a Fiverr. Thank you. Cheers.
To me, being a friend is having someone that's always going to be there for you, always going to have your back and remain consistent every time you speak to them.
What I would say to describe Coop is he's kind, helpful, he is the best, and we have a close relationship.
What makes my friendship and connection to Caden special is the fact that no matter what I'm going through in the day, I could be having a rough day, I can always look to Caden to put a smile on my face.
Hi everyone, my name is Ermaine Honor and my sons, Dermaine and Emmanuel Grell, are proud Fivers. For the past few years, Fiver has been an extended part of my family. The foundation provides me with parental support when needed and moments to socialize with other families throughout the year. I enjoy being part of the Fiver family retreats, meetings, and monthly family activities. I have watched my children develop values, confidence, love, and respect for themselves, others, and the environment. Fiver have taught us life skills and provided a safe space for my boys to retreat to in the summer. They love camp and look forward to visiting every year. Fiver is one of the best things that happened to me and my family. At this moment, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Linda Beagle Schulman, the first ever recipient of the Thomas and Heather Tucker Visionary Award. Linda has lived through the unthinkable and channeled her grief to benefit hundreds of youth by giving them the gift of summer camp. From one mother to another, thank you, Linda. Once a Fiver, always a Fiver.
I will, for the rest of my life and then going forward after that, make sure that we can send as many campers to Sleepaway Camp so that they could just see, you know, that there is another part of life that they can have. The Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund was named in honor of my son. Scott went to Sleepaway Camp since he was 7 years old. Scott wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he knew. He never forgot from where he came. And so camp was so important to him, and we decided we would do something that if he were given the opportunity, what would he do? And I know that he would do exactly what we're doing. He would take those who are, you know, underserved, and he would make sure that somehow they got to go away to Sleepaway Camp and got to leave everything behind and just be who they were and just enjoy life. And so we took it a step further when we decided that it would be someone that would be touched by gun violence. I believe the most important work that Fiver does is genuinely care for every single camper that goes to Camp Fiver. And I also believe that they're there because their love for what they do. We went to visit Camp Fiver for the first time. I came back saying, I'm doing the most selfish thing in the whole world. Because when I came back from camp, the way I felt when I came back from Camp Fiver was beyond compare. It's such a great feeling. I mean, the kids are amazing, and the staff also. It's just like having a new family. That's really what it's all about. Just seeing the kids, seeing the appreciation of the kids, seeing the kids love camp so much and not take it for granted. These campers never take it for granted. They're so happy to be there. I think Scott would just be thrilled to be able to be part of that. I just thank everybody. I didn't do this for a reason other than to try to make a difference in someone's life. And I don't need something in return more than being able just to go up to camp and spend some time. That's my reward, and be involved and be included. It's really one of the top honors I've ever been given to this day. I just thank everybody for letting me be part of the Fiver family. And I know it sounds hokey, but I really mean it. I mean, just thank you for letting me be part of Camp Fiver. And remember, I'm still collecting those dog tags. Thank you to all of my Camp Fiver family. I am honored and humbled to be the first recipient of the Thomas and Heather Tucker Visionary Award. When I founded the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund, my goal was to send disadvantaged, at-risk children touched by gun violence to sleepaway camp. With Jay Jacobs and Molly Gallagher's guidance, I was directed to a number of scope camps, Camp Fiver being one of them. Not knowing anything about the camps, I proceeded by going on to the different camp websites to get educated. I must tell you, Camp Fiver stood out as my #1 choice. I read about their programs, the dog tags, the campers, the staff, and of course the Tuckers. The summer of 2019 was the first year the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund was able to fund camperships. We funded 11 camperships to Camp Fiver. During that summer, Christy Coe invited me to visit Camp Fiver. I was hooked. I instantly fell in love, head over heels with Camp Fiver, the Tuckers, and the staff. Camp Fiver fulfills the goals and missions of our fund, and then some. The 12 attributes, which embody the philosophy of Camp Fiver, are everything I believe camp should be. Camp Fiver takes campers by the hand and shows them that there are positive alternatives to guns and gangs. The vision that Tom and Heather had when they started Camp Fiver way back in 1998 still remains the heart and soul of Camp Fiver. The Tuckers are the true visionaries. For the summer of 2021, the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund has decided to give a grant of $50,000, the equivalent of 38 camperships to Camp Fiver, which can be matched right here tonight. So please help us make sure we reach that goal for the children who will benefit from the culture of Camp Fiver. Now I have a surprise, a personal gift from my husband, Michael, and I to the Camp Fiver family. Bear with me a while I give you a bit of background. The first summer we visited Camp Fiver, I could not believe the size and scope of the grounds and facilities. For those of you who may not know, Camp Fiver is over 129 acres in secluded Poolsville, not far from Colgate University. Camp Fiver is a huge piece of property, one that is not so easy to get around, especially in the case of an emergency. At Camp Fiver this past summer, after a day of preparing boxes for the campers participating in Camp Y-Fiver, Tom, Heather, Christy, a few of the staff, along with Michael and I went out to dinner. During the course of that dinner, I quipped, "You guys could sure use a golf cart to get around the campus." From everyone at that dinner, there was, "We sure could." So today, my husband, Michael, and I are personally donating a golf cart to Camp Fiver. We had the golf cart built with 2 rows of seats for optimal use around the campgrounds. I took it upon myself to have a license plate made, and it reads Camp Fiver's Beagle Buggy. We do this because of our love and affection for the Tuckers and the entire Camp Fiver family. We do this because Camp Fiver represents everything we personally believe in. And we do this because it is our vision that the success of Camp Fiver will be paid forward for generations to come. Camp Fiver certainly affords campers life-changing opportunities, and being part of the Camp Fiver family has certainly changed my life. Thank you again for this honor, and I will forever cherish this award and what it signifies.
Thank you, Linda. We're overwhelmed by this gift, and the Beagle Buggy will have a wonderful home at Camp Fiver. We actually have a little bit of a surprise for you. As you know, others on the call might not know, but this summer we are dedicating the Camp Fiver Staff Lodge building in honor of Scott. And we've created a plaque that we have hung up in that building, and we know you're going to visit hopefully this summer and see it, but we wanted to share it with you. I don't know if you could see that great on the video, but that's the Staff Lodge building, and then that's a picture of the plaque that we created. So Linda, thank you for everything that you do for kids, for Fiver kids, for making camp a possibility. We love you and appreciate you. You're muted, but I can see your emotion. So thank you so much.
To me, being an individual is being my own person, being a leader and having other people follow me.
Being a role model and setting an example for others. Being a fiver helped me with my own individuality because it helps me grow as a person and see the potential that I have in me as the leader.
Being in Fiverr helped me with my own individuality because I'm able to express myself. In Fiverr, I can be any person who I want to be without a problem. And no one judges you for it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Tucker, and it's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you our first Richard Adams Leadership Awardees and the best brother and sister-in-law anyone could ever have, Mary and Ted Kellner. I met Mary when we were in 7th grade, and we became the very best of friends. Through Mary, I met her brother, and same goes, the rest is history. Mary and Ted are true to their beliefs that all people deserve a chance and an opportunity to thrive, and they've been enormously generous in their own community of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with their focus on kids, health, and education. Mary served on the original Fiverr board and introduced us to our first camp director, Jim Flint. Mary and Ted have supported Fiverr since it was just an idea in Tom's mind. They had the courage to believe in that idea, and they've shown tremendous generosity of spirit to grow their support over the past 20 years. Please join me in congratulating Mary and Ted Kellner and thanking them for investing in our Fiverr youth.
Well, Fiverr to me is a safe environment for kids to learn, to grow, to develop many skill sets so they can develop their potential. It's just a warm, loving spot for these kids to go to. One of the mission is to empower the youth, and it certainly does that. My brother had been working at Lehman Brothers, but he's always said, someday I want to start a camp for city kids. So I said, well, when you do that, I'm in.
It was clear early on, he had a passion for it, and Tom has a can-do attitude, and I thought, well, he can do this if he really wants to. But my first reaction was, what does a Wall Street guy know about camp counseling?
First of all, my brother looked for a site, and he ended up up in Hamilton, New York by Colgate, where he went to college. We knew we wanted kids from the city. One of the questions was, it is 5 hours away, but you know, this is going to be quite an experience for them. And I remember being at the desk and watching the kids come in on the bus. It was quite an experience. Oh, did we learn a lot that first couple of weeks. Well, first of all, this was the first time these kids, and some of them were 8 and 9 years old, coming from the city. Many had never been away from the city, to go on a 5-hour bus ride. Number one was very, very brave of parents to let their kids go do this.
Now you have kids that want to come to camp, and you have kids that have become counselors, and you have kids that stayed involved, that got a lifetime opportunity that was immensely positive. So they've come back, stayed involved.
Well, to be acknowledged, there's so many people that have made this camp the special place it is. We're very much honored. We've helped support it so people that do teach and work there can do that. The staff that Tom has and has developed the team, the leadership is amazing, and we'll do what we can to support them, because without them it wouldn't be what it is today. I've been impressed with just how it's grown. When they see a need, they address it.
To me, it's just an incredible success story. I mean, the success of Fiverr, the impact on kids' lives is beyond what I ever thought it could be.
Good evening, everyone. And congratulations to our fellow honorees. You guys are amazing, and we're thrilled to be included with you. And we're also honored to be honored tonight as part of the Fiverr family. When Tom started the camp over 20 years ago, I never would have believed it would become the amazing organization it has become. From selecting the property, I remember going around looking at the property, where each building would go. I remember KK and Ira planning and designing the buildings. And I remember Jimmy Flint getting things ready for that first camping over almost 22 years ago. And as I mentioned in my other video, some kids never even got on the bus to come because they'd never been away. So I give them a whole lot of credit for coming, and then of course, see what's happened. Every year you've added something new and made it better for the campers. Horses, tennis courts, computer labs, gardens, updating the waterfront. It's a true paradise for kids. And even last year you made lemonade out of lemons when you had Camp Y-Fiber, and giving all those gifts and time to the kids. You make camp special for every camper, not to mention the support you give to them when they're not even in camp. It's amazing. Christy, Mary, Melissa, and your team are amazing and so creative. And Tom and Heather, your passion and leadership and commitment to the Fiber kids all these years is truly fantastic. And we are blessed to be a small part of its success. Thank you. And now Teddy can go.
Now Teddy can go. Mary said we had 2 minutes. We were told 2 minutes to this. So now I've got 7 seconds to chirp in here. I'd forgotten we had done that video. That video was shot about a year ago. And as I was talking, I said, what does a Wall Street guy know about camping? And it turns out he knew a hell of a lot. And he had a vision, and he implemented that vision. And Fiber is an organization really made up of all of you on this video tonight. And I can't tell you how much Mary and I are really blessed to be part of this. Over the 21 years, when you think of the 2,000, 1,500 or whatever number of children have gone through there that have stayed connected and whose lives you changed, really changed for the better, you should all be so proud. And Mary and I are just pleased as punch to be part of tonight's event and to have been supportive of this terrific organization for 21 years. So thanks very much for this honor.
What makes up a community is not just one person. We know that. We know that in order for our community to progress, to learn, is through multiple people. The Fiber values are truly values that are just not imparted on our young people. They are values that we as staff members live by and have to live by. So being a valuable team player is the essence of looking out for community, supporting for community, and evolving as community and living the roles of valuable team players.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to see so many faces out there in the virtual world. I wish we can be together in person to celebrate Fiber, but it's good to know that even in tough times, we can find a way to come together. My name is Brandon Lopez, and I'm a Fiber graduate, class of 2013. It is an honor to be here speaking with you, not only as a graduate of Fiber, but also as an advocate for Fiber. I truly believe that being a part of Fiber can change a child's life because I know it has changed mine. I can still remember the first day that I arrived at camp as an 8-year-old. My mind was blown. Coming from Sunset Park, Brooklyn, the only trees that I saw were the ones in the park near my house. So Fiber instantly became my favorite place on earth. As a kid, I was full of energy and I loved to be outside. I loved my city and I loved my friends, but I knew that there was something more out there, and Fiber showed me that. So every summer from age 8 to 18, being at Camp Fiber was just a part of my summer that I couldn't go without. I was able to get away from the city and experience another style of life that a lot of my friends growing up didn't have the opportunity to. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And not only did I love the activities that I had access to, but I also met some of my greatest friends at Fiber as well. I grew up with people that I know will be in my corner for the rest of my life. And I always felt home at Fiber, whether it was in the office in the city or away at camp. Fiber is an environment filled with good energy and love. And I never felt like if I was overlooked, and I never felt out of place. And Fiber, I can say, has truly molded me to become the man I am today. Many of the attributes that I value in my life stem from Fiber. It was a place where I learned responsibility, overcame my fears, and was encouraged to be myself. And a story, when I was fresh out of college, having just graduated from SUNY Albany, I studied communications and business. I stopped in the Fiverr office just to say hello. And I let Christy know that I was looking for a job in the marketing field. And I left the office with a few informational interviews with partner organizations. And one of those companies was actually Viacom CBS. And if I had never gone into the Fiverr office that day, even after graduating the program, I wouldn't be working on the ad sales team at Viacom CBS today. So I'm eternally grateful for the Fiverr influence in my life, and I try my best to give back what I can. So a few summers ago, actually, I ditched the typical summer vacation at the beach, and I used my off days from work to go volunteer at camp. Those 2 weeks turned out to be one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done in my life. As soon as I stepped onto the campgrounds, I was surrounded by positivity, encouragement, and love, just like I was surrounded by when I was a kid. And I was able to teach all the Fiverr kids the values that I once learned at their age and help them each day become better versions of themselves. And I always remember how free and happy I felt at Fiverr. And it makes me happy knowing that Fiverr's impact will continue for other kids because of all of you. Your love and continuous belief in Fiverr's mission will allow one of the greatest things to come to fruition, enabling a child to have a better start at life. So I just want to thank you all again for being here with us. And I'm happy to call you all my Fiverr family.
Well, thank you so much, Brandon. To hear these stories, to see these Fiverr values in action. I mean, tonight has already been such an inspiring evening, and it's really incredible to see the impact of Fiverr across our community. So far tonight, you've met Brandon, who went from taking his first steps into Fiverr just 8 years old to now becoming a volunteer to help other children experience that same life-changing magic. You, of course, met Mary and Ted, who were part of the founding of Fiverr, and we're still involved over 20 years later. So, that's not a mark of the strength and quality of Fiverr. I don't know what is. And of course, Linda, who has so thoughtfully honored her son's memory by providing children with the Fiverr camp experience. And of course, that new golf court, which is very cool. But what I'm here to remind you tonight is that it's not just about them. This is really about you, for everyone joining us here tonight. You are here tonight alongside Brandon, Mary, Ted, Linda, everyone else, because you are part of that Fiverr story. So whether or not you've been supporting Fiverr for years, or you're a Fiverr volunteer, or even if you're brand new to the Fiverr family tonight, we want you to know that your support means the world to Fiverr, because by being here tonight, you are supporting an organization that has impacted the lives of 1,500 kids, 1,500 since 2000. And your support only makes those numbers, that impact, grow more and more. So, of course, there are a lot of statistics I could tell you about the benefits of Fiverr, but here are a few more. Last year, 100%, that is 100% of Fiverr seniors graduated from high school, very good, and 90% of those seniors, 9 out of 10, went on to enroll in college or serve their country in the armed forces. This is the kind of work that you are supporting tonight. You're enriching lives, communities, you're making a transformational change for Fiverr participants. So now is the moment in tonight's gala when I would usually be on stage in front of you all, and you would be sitting with your friends and your family, you'd have cocktails and with your colleagues, you'd be hearing these inspiring stories, and we would ask you to raise your paddle, right, and make a big public commitment to Fiverr. Now, things are a little bit different, obviously, this time, but just because they are different doesn't mean that we can't try and recreate some of that same magic for current Fiverrs and, of course, for all future Fiverrs. So this is our virtual paddle raise, okay? It's our biggest fundraising moment of the night. It's incredibly simple, and it is your chance to show your love and support for the children of Fiverr and to ensure that that 10-year commitment to those kids can continue strong for so many more years to come. So instead of raising your paddle like you would normally do, we're going to ask you tonight to give virtually. So in the chat box, I see it right there, you will see a link that was just shared with you where you can click that link and complete your donation to Fiverr. You should also have received an email with that link to donate as well, and a text message, right? We're covering all our bases here because we want to help you give easily, very safely, and most importantly, very generously. So what I want you to do is, once again, go into that chat box, your email, your text message, follow that link, complete your donation, and you will be set. And of course, if you prefer to show your support for Fiverr with a check, a stock, cryptocurrency, art, real estate, it's fine. We'll take it all, right? Whatever you'd like. Just make a note in that chat box, give a little shout out on your screen, and a Fiverr staffer is going to be in touch with you personally to help complete your donation. Remember, following that link that's in your chat box or your email, that's the easiest way to give tonight, and it's easiest for the staff of Fiverr as well. However, we do want to make it as simple and easy as possible for you because you are here tonight, our most dedicated and committed supporters. Now, you know summer is coming quickly. We have hints of that if you're in New York this week. It's already hot and humid and lovely, but that means that the Fiverr summer camp is quickly approaching. So as you can imagine, running camp this year for Fivers will require some additional resources to ensure that life-changing experience is also a safe one for everyone. So we need your help and most importantly, your donations to make that possible. So whether it's $1,000, $500, $20, even $1, think of every single donation that you are going to make tonight as one big celebratory yes to Fiverr and all the Fivers out there whose lives are changed by this incredible organization. And of course, to sweeten the deal, which is very exciting, as you follow that link, you heard about it tonight, this evening, the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund has pledged to match your donations dollar for dollar up to $50,000. So that means when you give $100 tonight, that becomes $200. When you give $1,000, it becomes $2,000. You know the math. You can see how it works. It's an incredibly generous donation from the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund, and we want you to take advantage of that. Remember, that's a dollar for dollar match tonight, up to $50,000. So what are you waiting for, right? Follow that link that you got in the chat box. Melissa shared it with you now. You see it there via text message or email. Make that pledge and show your support for Fiverr. And remember, just because tonight is a virtual evening, it doesn't mean that it's not a big celebratory moment. So when you support Fiverr, you're not just supporting that award-winning summer camp experience, you are supporting year-round programs and services. Remember, that's a 10-year commitment. It lasts throughout the academic year into the summer. And what organization do you know that's that bold and that committed to kids throughout the entire year? So, of course, we're talking one-on-one support through the high school application process. If you know, or if you grew up with someone in New York, you have kids of your own, you know how daunting the high school application process is, especially for those in underserved communities. Fiverr is there to help with that. When it's time for Fivers to apply to college, Fiverr also helps support them through the college application process. You know how stressful college applications can be, of course. Fiverr holds parent and student workshops about healthy eating, financial literacy, other important topics to help raise up families. And Fiverr provides career, college exploration programs for Fivers at all ages, even paid internships for high school participants, which is a very rare thing. And of course, those incredible outdoor experiences that have always been at the heart of Fiverr's mission. You know how magical that can be for a kid who grows up in the city in New York. Brandon said it himself. You heard Brandon say it. There's ropes courses, canoe trips, overnight wilderness excursions. You know, those opportunities not only get Fivers outside and into an entirely new environment, but they also build confidence, they instill leadership skills, provide positive memories that last a lifetime. So now, right now is your big moment, all right? This is our paddle race. Let's do this. Let's get those donations going. And I can see donations coming in already. Now, I've been told we have so many donations that have already come in this week and today. So if you've already given, thank you so much. And of course, we have some other names that have already come in. Some people have completed their donations. Thank you so much. Benjamin Warren, Charlie Towers, Robert Lieberberg, Tom Corcoran. Very exciting. We have Arlene Schiffer, James Jill, James Jupp as well. Thank you so much for everyone. Once again, a $50,000 match from the Scott J. Beagle. I see so many people who are giving them the chat, and remember, there's still time to give. So whether it's $1, $1,000, remember, every single dollar you give tonight is so appreciated and makes a huge difference in the life of a Fiverr participant. So follow that link. Once again, reach out if you need help. We want to make sure you get that donation. No donation, of course, is too small. No donation is too large as well. I very much believe in that as well for Fiverr. So remember, follow that link complete your donation, keep going, and show your support for Fiverr. And once again, get into that chat, all right? And say, hey, I've given generously as well. Remember, we're in the middle of that dollar for dollar match. This is sort of our PBS fund drive moment of the gala, okay? So once again, if you want to continue the good work of Fiverr, get in there, follow that link, keep those donations going. Thanks to the generosity, the Scott J. Beagle Memorial Fund, whatever you give right now is doubled, right? Up to $50,000. I can see your donations coming in. You're so generous. Remember, that is twice the impact to the kids of Fiverr. So keep going now. Keep getting those donations in. Once again, I can see you there making those donations. It's very exciting. If you haven't already given, now is your chance. If you'd like to give again, we also like that too. Not a problem. You can definitely give twice or 3 times. In fact, later on tonight, if you feel more inspired, give again. Once again, we want to encourage everyone here tonight, whether you're a Fiverr participant or an alumni, a volunteer, or just a supporter, whatever you can give tonight is so appreciated and so beloved by Fiverr. No donation is too small. We would love 100% participation from everyone here tonight. So let's see some more names coming in now. We got Elaine Polito, Karen Toll, Brandon Lopez. Thank you very much for your donations. Zoe Schiffer, this is a fantastic moment. I can see them coming in now. You're giving so generously to Fiverr, so thank you very much. Camilo, thank you very much for coming in. Zoe, once again, thank you so much. Keep it going, keep those donations coming in. Once again, if you prefer to give by check or any sort of other currency, I joked about giving real estate, but I'm sure Fiverr would also appreciate real estate. That's also fine. Just reach out in that chat box and we will make sure to get a Fiverr staff member to help you complete that donation. Thank you very much. Steve Stritch has given. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate that. Keep that going. Thank you very much, Wendy, and everyone else. We're going. A company match from Wendy. Thank you very much. As Brandon said, you really can't beat dollar for dollar, and that is very true. So remember, that's a $50,000 match. Dean Kessler, thank you very much for your donation. Remember, this is a giving moment that is going to last throughout the rest of tonight's program and into our Zoom rooms and after parties. So give now and continue to give as you feel inspired by Fiverr. Remember, follow that link, encourage other people to give. Tell people in that chat box to give. Imagine you're at a gala and you'd be nudging your friend or your colleague to give a bit of money. Encourage each other in the chat box as well. There's nothing like a little peer pressure, I think, to keep things going. Remember, follow that link and encourage other people to give. If we were all in person here tonight, you would show your love for Fiverr by raising that paddle, and this is our virtual moment and we want it to be big. So remember, no donation is too small, and it's a dollar for dollar match up to $50,000. It's exciting. Once again, if you need assistance, just make a note in that chat box and a Fiverr staff member is going to be sure to reach out to you directly. We keep seeing those donations coming in. Thank you very much. Once again, follow that link. Melissa's sending it around now. Keep going now, everyone. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you very much, Tom, for coming in. Wow, seeing all sorts of generosity coming in here tonight. I think that deserves a cheers, absolutely, from our Fiverr mugs. If you've got that now, I'll take that myself. Thank you very much, Coco Griffin. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much for your donation. That's fabulous. Remember, keep up that good work. Keep the mission of Fiverr going. I mean, you know more than anyone else that there is no other organization doing this kind of life-changing work in our community. It's really up to you to make sure that these transformational life experiences keep going. We've got Michelle joining us as well. Thank you very much, Michelle. Very generous of you. We've got Will Coe, Chris Hendricks. Thank you very much. Once again, I see Catherine there in the chat. I see Alex as well giving a donation. Thank you so much. Remember, keep those donations going. Encourage everyone to give. Thank you. Thank you. Continue to give generously. Unfortunately, I've been told that our Peloton raffle is sold out, which is very exciting. Someone's getting fit for Fiverr, that's right, and it might be you. So here we go. Keep giving generously, guys. Follow that link. Give again if you feel inspired, and let's keep up the great work. Let's keep on with the show. Great work, everyone.
Being environmentalist means to me is that you take care of the environment and people around me always.
Yo creo que ella sí ha aprendido acerca del ambiente, lo pone en práctica aquí en la casa. Cuando yo estoy viendo una película con ella, ella me dice, ¿esto dónde lo aprendí? En Fiverr. Le gusta interactuar con el medio ambiente. Le encanta cuando está en Fiverr y le tocan las luciérnagas porque ella las coge en la mano. Y en el campo allá se ven muchas cosas muy bonitas. Ella dice que ella se siente libre.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marlene Vasquez Kane, and I am a proud Fiverr graduate, class of 2011. My journey with Fiverr began when I boarded the bus from Brooklyn with my sister and started on a path to change my life. Over the course of my years at Fiverr, I took advantage of every opportunity I was given. I swam in a lake, even though I was scared. I rode horses, wove pillows, and took every dance and sports class that I could. As I began to think about my future after high school, the college visits, the counsel from Fiverr staff, and public speaking classes helped me to realize I could achieve goals that I hadn't even known to set for myself. I will always be grateful to everyone who supported Fiverr for helping me build resilience and confidence in myself to graduate college and receive a master's degree in the UK. And now to be able to work in a nonprofit organization here in England, enabling young people all over the country to pursue their dreams and aspirations. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Andy Morton, recipient of the Richard Adams Leadership Award. I met Andy in London a few years ago when I relocated here to pursue a master's degree in education. Andy has believed in and supported the Fiverr mission since learning about it from fellow honoree Craig Schiffer. Andy's generosity has helped to make the Fiverr experience possible for hundreds of Fiverr graduates. With such a strong community of support in their corner, Fiverr alumni go on to achieve big dreams after high school, like pursuing a higher education, studying abroad, and giving back to meaningful causes. Congratulations and thank you, Andy.
I think the most important work that Fiverr does is its individual connection to specific kids. It's a very, very specific, tailored, change the environment program aimed at individual kids. I think that is what differentiates Fiverr from any other charity that I know. It seems to me from a distance, it's a program that's sort of stayed true to its original mission and its original idea and delivered that idea through the years. And it's almost magical, it seems to me. I don't know, it's almost amazing that just a small amount of time seems to somehow change these kids' lives. So it's the fact that, kids in a not easy circumstances through a program like this are able to have their lives changed. That's the most important thing. My hope for Fiverr for the future is that it is able to continue to maintain the same program and the same consistency that it's been doing since it started. I'm just happy if Fiverr can stay to the mission that it's set itself, the neat idea that, as far as I can tell, seems really different from any other charity that I'm aware of. That's good enough for me.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I just want to say, I'm amazingly sort of touched and humbled to be, up here and honored, in the same place as Linda and Ted and Mary. Secondly, as we just said, we're 3,000 miles away, so it's hard. I haven't visited the Fiverr site, but every time I get involved with Fiverr, whether it's Marlene or whether it's Christy, or even tonight when we talked to or we heard from Akeem and Brandon, I learned more about what Fiverr is doing. So one of the things that's kept me involved in Fiverr and kept me excited about Fiverr, even though for 20 years I've been on the other side of the world, is I really get a feeling for what it's doing, and that's what's so cool about it. And I have to say, Craig Schiffer changed my life. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be so lucky. Many of us have been lucky. Many of us have been unlucky. And I was lucky to meet Craig Schiffer. He made a difference in my life. And every time I get involved with Fiverr, I kind of think of Craig, and I kind of think of his encouragement. Andy, give more. And so I'm happy to do that. And I'm happy to do that tonight. So thanks so much. I've gotten a lot more to Fiverr than Fiverr's got out of me, and I look forward to keeping that going.
I feel like being a risk taker to me is by stepping out of your comfort zone, going out for something like new, and facing your fears.
Being a risk taker is to stick up for yourself when times are tough.
Being self-confident and taking risks is how you grow. Being a Fiverr has helped me try so many new things. Taking risk is taking like another step of life.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Tucker. I'm the founder of Fiverr Children's Foundation. How about those honorees? They were just amazing. I'd like to congratulate all of them, Mary, Ted, Linda, Andy, for their support, for their encouragement and interest in Fiverr. They've made a huge difference in what we're doing. Our final honoree tonight is my very good friend, the late Craig Schiffer. Craig passed away in 2014 in an avalanche in France while he was on a family vacation. He worked for Lehman Brothers from 1978 to 1996, almost an exact overlap with the years that I worked there. Those were crazy years, lots of mergers, lots of crazy times, lots of fun times, and lots of great people. Craig started as a salesman. After a few years, he moved into sales management. He worked in sales management both in the domestic area and international. And after a few years prior to leaving Lehman, he was also ran the businesses in both fixed income derivatives and equity derivatives. When I think of Craig, I think of great character. To give you an idea, when Craig was in his early 30s, he was moved to London to run the sales operation in fixed income in London. There was an early meeting of all the folks in London, and that included the Brit who ran the office, who, when Craig was watching him work with the folks in the office, the employees, he was disrespecting those employees, and Craig had a problem with that. So Craig came up to him and he said, you know, in the US, we have a word, RESPECT, respect. And you're not respecting those folks, and I have a problem with that. The next morning, I came into the office in New York, and Dick Fold, who was leading us at the time, had gotten a call from the gentleman in London saying, I want Craig Schiffer fired. And obviously he wasn't. When I think of Craig, I think of words like loyalty, brains, humility, humor, and a lot of energy that he provided to the organization. He had a great role in building the Lehman culture during the 80s and 90s. And he was always key in making the right things happen. When I started Fiverr in 1998, I went back to Lehman folks to help build the camp in Poolville, New York. Craig was one of the first guys who stepped up and said, you know, I really want to help. And he funded the girls' cabins, which we ended up calling the Jazz Cabins after his kids, Jesse, Annie, Zoe, and Zach. That was awesome. And those Jazz cabins look terrific today. Between 2000 and 2014, Craig introduced many people to Fiverr to help us. Those relationships exist today. And I thank Craig for all the interest he showed in Fiverr and the fact that he produced a lot of folks, both individual and from the corporate side, in helping us succeed during some very, very difficult times, especially during the 2008 crisis, where it was not particularly easy. He also, as Andy had said, he also hired Andy Morton, who became a critical person in the Lehman environment and has become a critical person in the evolution of Fiverr over the last number of years, and I thank him for that. There were many other important relationships that Craig involved us in. Those relationships, most of those relationships still exist today. And I can't say enough about what Craig has done for Fiverr. After he passed away in 2014, Amy, his wife, stayed in touch with us and continued to support Fiverr in a very major way, and I really appreciate that. Her kids have stayed in touch. You will eventually tonight hear Zach speak, which is terrific. And next we have Amy speaking on a video about the lasting relationship Fiverr has had with the Schiffer family. Thanks very much.
I think that being a part of Fiverr allowed Craig to really explore his spirit of generosity. Craig was a giver. He loved to give to people. His generosity was one of his, I think his most famous characteristics.
It means a lot to me for my dad to be honored by Fiverr in this way, because I think he is somebody who contributed so much to the organization, and to see that being honored a few years later is so nice, to know that people are still thinking about him and what he contributed.
Of the 5 Fiverr values that my father, Craig Schiffer, most embodied, I would say that he was definitely a risk taker. He definitely always took action when he thought it was needed and never sat by and watched.
The one my dad embodied most was probably friends, because that was such a big part of who he was having all these friends who he brought together with his family and took on amazing adventures and experiences. And that's something I keep with me a lot today.
He really, really was dedicated towards Fiverr, and I think that he really enjoyed the way that the organization operated and those 5 core values and the way that it builds someone's character and builds them as a person.
I think my dad's commitment to Fiverr really taught me the importance of giving back to your community and not just sitting around, but actively making a difference and helping out other people and working together and building strong relationships.
So I got the chance to meet Craig through a mutual friend. Craig was somebody who I'd known when I was really junior in the business. I wish that the young people at Fiverr got to know him. He had a lot more to give. I wish the young people got to know who he was and the way he comported himself and the values with which he lived. And that would be the best, knowing that he was living on through their experiences. And so that's why our involvement with Fiverr is important to me, because it's a continuation of the unfinished business that we had together.
I think what I would want Fiverrs to know about Craig is that he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but he was always the one who worked the hardest, and he had a big heart, and he became extraordinary, and he did that through hard work and a big heart. And you can go a long way in life with that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zach, and I'm Craig's oldest son. I want to thank the Fiverr organization, Fiverr staff, the Fiverr children and alumni, Tom and Heather Tucker, for this award honoring my father, Craig Schiffer. I speak for the whole Schiffer family in saying that we are honored to be a part of Fiverr. We would not be here if it was not for our dad's early and dedicated interest in Fiverr and Tom and Heather's vision. If you knew my dad, then you know that his interest in Fiverr was an extension of something central to his character, which was how deeply he cared for the people around him. Whether you were his friend, a family, or a colleague, he always went out of his way to make you feel that you mattered. As his eldest son, I saw him express this in a variety of ways. Some very obvious and others, well, more unique. On the more obvious front, Dad was there for all of us, no matter the moment. whether it was our highest or lowest point or somewhere in between. He was always there to support, celebrate, and advise us when we needed direction or guidance, even if he was in the middle of a 5-hour hike with spotty cell service. Although he was a busy guy, he always found time to check in, not just on us 5 kids, but on all of the many people in his orbit. My dad made some less obvious gestures of love too, like taking our family on what he called a vacation, but what the rest of us knew would be a test of how early dad could get us up every morning for the daily adventure. There was no sleeping in on vacation with dad. It was up before the crack of dawn to drive 3 hours in the dark to some faraway mountain to ski, hike, or bike, and certainly not to relax. He somehow managed to regularly get all of us kids half asleep in the car with plenty of whining, Amy assuring us with a stern look at dad that we could sleep in tomorrow. But as the sun rose and the activity began, the family spirit would inevitably lift. All of us realizing, often begrudgingly, that dad was once again right, and the early alarm was worth it. We were so lucky to not just be in these beautiful places doing unforgettable things, but to have a dad who wanted to make sure we squeezed the most out of every day and every trip, no matter where in the world we were. His intensity stemmed from a passion to have us all together, experiencing the world in an often awe-inspiring way. That zest for life and for making our lives the best they could be was one of a kind, and it's something we cherish and miss every day. That same generous, adventurous spirit was a bright light he shined on everyone, whether you knew him as Craig, Dude, or Dad. No matter the relationship, he left an impact, and we're so proud that Fiverr was one of the places he touched. Thank you again to the entire Fiverr family for honoring our dad. And to Dad, we miss you and hope you are celebrating somewhere beautiful with a glass of rosé.
Well, thank you so much, Craig. Wow, it's just been an incredible night, ladies and gentlemen. And again, congratulations to all of our honorees. And thank you to everyone, literally everyone from around the world. We have folks from New Zealand, folks from London, folks right here in the States who decided to join us tonight. Thank you so much for your generosity. And a special thank you for our incredible sponsors and to the Fiverr staff. I have to do a special shout out to Melissa Benjamin, who put this event together tonight. If you could just do a round of applause virtually for all the hard work of Melissa and her great staff. This night is still not over. Let's keep the party going. Join us for one of our honoree receptions or at our after party with DJ Spinvo. Please find your way back to the event dashboard, fiverr.org/benefit, where you can click on the reception room for your choice to toast our deserving honorees or join us for the after party. And don't forget, there's still time to make a donation. Bid in our auction. The auction will close at 8:30 p.m. Again, thanks to all of you. And I would usually say drive safely, but at this point, I'll just tell you, enjoy the rest of your night in your comfort in your home with your family. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having me as your MC tonight. Again, don't forget to visit the Fiverr dashboard, which is fiverr.org/benefit, to join us for either the after party or one of our receptions for our honorees. Thank you all.